Hi everybody, I'm Margot True. I'm the food editor here at Sunset Magazine in Jack London Square in Oakland. And with me today are Evan and Sara Rich of RT Rotisserie. Now you may know their flagship restaurant, which is Rich Table, and they've just opened as of April, RT Rotisserie. It's excellent. And they are here to show us how to make Sally Hurricane's fried chicken.
Yes.
Southern style.
Oh, it's so good. I've had it. Delicious. It's great for a picnic. So that's what we thought we would do today. Evan and Sara are going to show you a really wonderful set of dishes to take on a picnic. So the chicken, how do you get it so crunchy? What's the...
Well, so what I do for my chicken is I brine it. So the chicken that we have, all the chicken that we use at the rotisserie is brined in the same mixture, which is just a seasoned buttermilk and a little bit of water. And then one of the things that I do, you'll see I have it under some paper towels. So first we brined it, then took it out and let it air dry a bit in the cooler.
We brined it for 18 hours.
Yeah.
18 hours.
18 hours, yeah.
Now, why 18, which is
Well,
like
so-
a little
That's
less
right.
than a whole day?
Yeah, well, we've worked on it, and it's more about a time convenience thing for us. So the brine we have, the amount of salt, 18 hours just works out perfect to be seasoned, so you don't really have to worry about seasoning the chicken after you cook it.
Got it. Oh, speaking of, you guys, if brining, seasoning, any kind of questions you may have, please ask them. This is an opportunity to ask really excellent chefs questions that you may have about chicken or really anything else about their restaurants. I mean, you guys have worked at some of the most phenomenal restaurants in the country, Qua, Michael Mina, Boulay in New York.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
just...
been a long time. God, made me feel old right now.
It's a real treat to have these guys in the kitchen.
All right, Sarah, what are we doing?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is this chicken has been sitting out for a little bit, which I would say is one of the hints or the tips I'll give you with fried chicken. You don't want to have it cold out of your refrigerator when you're going to fry it. It's going to take a lot longer to cook, and you're going to have trouble with the color of the batter as opposed and
Crust?
yes,
Crust?
the crust might
I'm
get
here
too
to
dark
correct
with the
you.
chicken
I'm
being
here to
a
correct you.
little undercooked. So.
Don't be nervous, Sarah. You've done this before.
My brain left me for a minute. Okay, so we've got some oil getting hot here.
What kind of oil?
This is just soy oil. You can use soy oil, canola oil.
So we look for about a 300-degree oil.
Okay.
We just find soy oil to be the most consistent to hold the temperature really well.
Okay.
But we've used canola, we've used rice oil and stuff like that. And it all works. So some people have issues with soy oil.
Yeah, just something kind of neutral tasting,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. Something that'll get hot.
You can also, the way my grandmother would test her oil is just put a little flour in and you see it sort of sizzle, and then you know that it's about where you want it to be.
So is your grandma Sally? Is that where
I am Sally Hurricane.
You are Sally Hurricane.
That's
So
me.
wait. Every time she used to walk in a room when she was a kid, she would tear it apart, and they'd be like, "Sally Hurricane was here," and so that's why we
That's
named her
how I
chicken that
became.
way.
Oh, got it.
It's a good name for fried chicken.
Now you're doing something I never managed to be able to do because I'm not disciplined enough. You have your dry hand and you have your wet
dry
hand.
hand, yeah.
And that's so important.
Even I get confused sometimes.
That's why I'm not doing it, because I have clumps of flowers.
You get, because you mess them up and it gets all clumpy.
So what are you doing here, Sarah?
So first, I dredged it in some of the seasoned flour, and then this is a mixture of a little buttermilk and egg, and then I go back into the flour, and now I'm going to put it into the pan. And I'm using the dark meat first because it takes longer to cook.
What's the flour mixture?
So there's, I can't give away all my secrets.
Secret, you got to buy the
Please.
cookbook when it comes out.
But I will say there's, regular AP flour. There's a little bit of cornstarch in it as well. That helps to get it nice and crispy.
Huh. Is there any rice flour?
There's not rice flour, but you could use rice flour.
It's so fine, it sometimes makes for crunchy.
I think there are a lot of different tips that people have to fried chicken. My grandmother used to just use flour, salt, and pepper, and that's it. And her fried chicken was delicious. I mean, I think you really can't go wrong with fried chicken, any way you do it.
And why buttermilk instead of some other
It has a nice
dairy?
tangy flavor that I like. Sometimes buttermilk can be a little too thick. And then it gets a little gloppy, I guess. So if it's a really thick buttermilk, you might thin it out with a little bit of water or a little bit of just regular milk.
Could you use a mixture of yogurt and milk if you didn't have buttermilk?
Yeah,
Would
you
that
could.
work?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I do that when I need to use buttermilk for something and I
Right.
don't have
That's
buttermilk.
good.
I have done that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never done that. That's the first time I've thought of it. Or you taught me something.
So Evan moved the chicken around a little bit. You kind of want to let it do its thing, but at the same time you want to be careful that it's not sticking to the bottom and then you get really dark, even burnt pieces in the rest of it.
You know, you're actually putting quite a few chicken pieces in there. So it's, you kind of can't really see them because I guess the flour is obscuring the top. But it's okay if they're kind of nestled up against each other
Yeah.
in there. Okay.
I mean, especially if you're submerging them in the oil,
Uh-huh.
you have a tendency to cover everything.
Okay.
It works really well. If you want a nice slow boil, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see this? Oh, we have a question. Please, Kendra is reading the questions.
Can you use cornmeal or cornbread mix to bread the chicken?
Yes, you can. I personally wouldn't use just straight cornmeal, but you can use a mix with flour. I have done that before, and that's really nice. Or you can get corn flour, which is like cornmeal that's just really, really ground finely, so then it's not quite as coarse. And that works really nice too, and it gives a kind of nuttier flavor. So that's a good idea.
How long did it take you to perfect this recipe?
She still hasn't perfected it. She's still working on it.
Well, it actually came around from when I was a line cook in New York City at Boulet and at Moss Farmhouse, and you know, you're responsible for family meal. And I became known for my fried chicken for family meal. People loved it, and so I've just really been working on the recipe since then. And it's
Has it changed much since then?
I've changed it here and there. I've tried a lot of different things. Like I've tried the corn flour. I've tried different seasonings. But this is just a really, it pleases everybody. Everybody likes it. It's got a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of saltiness.
And it had a little bit of sweetness too.
We'll get there.
Okay.
That's one of the finishing things.
That's something that my husband had.
I brought that.
Yes.
I like to say, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it just had so much going on besides the massive crunch factor, and of course the chicken itself is just delicious. So.
Yeah.
So you see how the oil is maintaining a good sort of boil to it? That's great because the goal is to get, as I said earlier, the crust is going to be nice and golden brown and the inside is going to be cooked really nicely. And also, one of the reasons we brine it is it helps to keep the meat really moist. You know, a lot of times you have a problem with the white meat getting dried out, and brining it really helps to keep it really nice.
So going back to the 18-hour thing, so if you go a little further, the chicken starts to get rubbery. And if you go a little less, it doesn't penetrate all the way through. So just with the amount of salt and buttermilk in our brine, the 18-hour kind of timeline really works perfect. So it keeps the moisture, the salt penetrates all the way through it, and it doesn't go too far to get like rubbery and a little bit strange.
So that's all it is salt and buttermilk.
Garlic.
Garlic, little dry porcinis, and
Okay.
we kind of go crazy with it, you know. I mean, but it's something like the brine is simple, right? It's sugar, salt, buttermilk, and then everyone else can just add their own take on it.
Yeah,
Like,
I've put chilies in it before. If you like a little spice and you want to get that into the meat, you can have chilies in there.
Like for us, we do dry porcinis, bay leaf, garlic, some onion.
Oh, and all of those lacy bits, is that the product of the cornstarch?
Sarah used to work at KFC for a while.
Right.
Wow, that was good.
That was really good.
And one of the, you mentioned a picnic. One of the reasons fried chicken makes such a great picnic dish is that it is obviously delicious right out of the pan, but it also is equally delicious cold. It's just like pizza that way,
True.
to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely true. And even if it's not quite as crunchy when it's cold, there's just something about it. It like becomes kind of just one of those fantastic foods that
Yep.
is up there as an icon. Wow. So people should allow, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to
Yeah.
really fry their chicken well,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Oh, can you talk a little bit about the pot too? Like, do you have,
Well,
you're using a really nice heavy pot?
yes, which is what you want to do because it's going to keep the temperature really even, and you're going to be less likely to get burn marks and burn spots. You know, if you have a really thin pan, that heat is not going to be dispersed as evenly, and you're much more likely to scorch.
Right. So when you put the oil in, you basically want to be sure the chicken is covered by like at least half an inch, I guess, once you add it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it all sorts of ways. I like to do it like this, but you can also, have it come up halfway and then just flip it side,
Okay.
Some people like to cover it, and then you sort of are kind of steaming it as you're frying it. You can
Maybe
do
that would
too.
work if you're a little afraid of frying, the spattery bits.
Exactly.
By the way, what are your biggest fears of frying? I suspect there are some of you who are actually quite frightened right now watching this. This is your chance to ask, like, how can I get over my fear of frying? Because fried food is so delicious. It's so good. What do you tell people?
It's got a bad rep.
Yeah, I mean, when people say, oh, your fried food's so good,
Yeah.
what do I do?
It's like with everything, moderation, right? I'm not going to eat fried chicken every night, but...
Oh, I'm not even talking about the health aspect. Forget that.
Oh, the splatter and stuff like that.
The splattery stuff. People are just scared to fry.
You just have to take your time and, don't rush into it. And just really think everything out.
And if you notice, my movements are not abrupt.
No.
Even when I put the chicken into the pan, I was gentle. I didn't just drop it into the pan. I sort of, let it gently float into the oil. And I'm stirring it around. I'm doing that gently.
Yeah, I noticed that too, even here at Sunset. The cooks on our staff who are the best at frying are the most patient. They're the most laid back.
Patience is very important to cooking.
Yeah.
I don't have any, that's why it's not called Evan Rich's fried chicken. My patients are like...
Yeah, but you're Sally Hurricane. How did you slow down enough to learn how to make
She does it,
fried chicken?
She tells me how to do it, and then I do it.
That's right. But you can see the color is coming along really nicely.
So good.
And I'm not getting, I'm moving them around enough that I'm not getting, just one big dark spot on the bottom.
Yeah. It's funny when you think about how great cuisines of the world evolve, and you think about, fried chicken, which everyone immediately thinks of the South. I wonder if the climate has anything to do with it, because you have to move more slowly in the heat.
Yeah, that's
So you're basically a slower cook in the South. And you get great fried chicken. You can't zoom around.
That's a great way to think about it.
We're getting close in terms of the color. There is sort of a golden moment between it being a little too light and a little too dark.
Does it speed up toward the end of the cooking? Like, do you have to really pay attention the last 2 minutes?
Yes, I would say so, for sure.
But also with the brine, it gives you a buffer zone. Because brining, it really keeps that moisture into it. And so it's not as finicky as just doing it straight.
Oh, she's going to do the lip thing. Do you guys know about the lip thing? Can you tell them about the lip thing? This cake tester.
Yeah, I use a cake tester. I always think it's so hilarious because we always have tons of cake testers in the kitchen, but none of them are ever actually used for testing cakes. And it's a really good way to tell if your fried chicken or your steaks or your pork chops or anything like that are ready. And you basically just stick it in. With the fried chicken, I want to put it so that it goes near the bone because that's where you're most concerned about the temperature. I stick it in and I leave it there for a second, and then I'm going to pull it out. And this is where it was in the meat. I touch it to my skin and I can feel that it's really warm. So I know.
And up here, this happens to be a very sensitive spot, so you can really feel the...
Would it be too sensitive if you put it right on your lip? I've seen people do that too.
You just don't want to catch it when it's super hot. You don't want to catch it when it's super hot and then like burn your lip,
All right.
Oh, did you just put your finger on that boiling hot chicken?
I did. Wow.
I think we got a question.
Oh, yes.
What's a rough estimate on how much time the frying should take? Like 10, 20 minutes?
So I would say somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, by the way,
Consistent about that, right?
yeah, I think it did, 10 to 15. By the way, you guys, if you're just joining us, I'm Margot True. I'm the food editor here at Sunset Magazine in Oakland. And with me are Sara Rich and Evan Rich from RT Rotisserie, a brand new restaurant launched in April. It's really wonderful, and Sara is showing us because what she's making is Sally's Hurricane Chicken, which was her nickname as a kid, Sally the Hurricane. So, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I just actually dropped a piece of breast that we breaded with the flour. And this is going to be for the sandwich. So we're not only going to do the fried chicken, but we're also going to do a fried chicken sandwich. All right. So if anyone saw that, I just dropped a little breast. Okay.
So with the fried chicken sandwich, what we do is we take the meat off the bone and then we pound the meat because we want it to be a little thinner. So you're not getting this huge, gigantic piece of meat that's hard to bite into.
And you don't need to put any moisture, you don't need to coat it in the kind of eggy buttermilk.
Well, so we did. So what we do at the restaurant is we'll get all the breasts in ahead. We'll brine them in the same exact mixture. And then we'll take them and we'll slice them and kind of pound them out. And then we bread them all. And then, breading them to order is just not an option for us. So we bread them and lay them out. We freeze them all. And then we have them all frozen, ready to go. And then we fry them we drop them into the fryer and cook them that way. Yeah. So this one was already ready to go. We just wanted to kind of...
Oh, look at that. Oh, man. That's such a good tip for people who are having a whole bunch of people over.
Yeah, you do it all ahead and it's ready to go. And it takes a little bit longer and you have to make sure. So like you can drop it in right frozen, but it takes a little bit longer and you have to make sure that the breast is cooked all the way through. And one of the brining actually keeps it nice and moist. So if you just froze a piece of chicken without brining it or anything, it has a tendency to come out real dry. But since we brine it, it really holds the moisture and it stays nice.
Oh, that's fantastic. So just to be sure I understand, you are actually breading it and then freezing it, or not breading it?
Yeah, so this breading right here.
Right.
So we do the exact same process.
Okay.
And then we lay it out on sheet trays and it freezes. And we have it all in individual portions. And then, as we need it, we just fry it up. We probably do it like 3 times a week. It's just on the line while we're cooking. To have this whole setup, it's not really the most ideal. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna make a little sandwich. We're gonna show you a couple different ways to do it. We'll make you a couple sides too.
Can I take this plate?
Yes, absolutely.
Give you a little room.
Alright. So then, in the meantime, I'm gonna start making some sides. Alright, so at the restaurant we do kind of our answer to coleslaw. Okay?
This is the best answer to coleslaw that there ever was. It's so unusual and it looks so simple.
Well, it is simple.
And yet there's so much going on in it, you'll see.
I mean, for us or for me, the reason why we want coleslaw is, fresh, light, and just, something really tasty to kind of counteract and cut through some of the fat of fried chicken. So basically we take cabbage and we char it, okay? So a lot of people have come into the restaurant and been like, it's not charred, what's going on? And realistically what we do, we just cut it in half, and one side of it we just get it nice and dark. So you can actually see a few strands of it, and what that does and the reason why we do it. So brassica is the family of vegetables that cabbage is in. And whenever you char brassica, it gets real sweet and delicious. Okay? Like think of roasted cauliflower or fried broccoli.
Which they also do, by the way. Rotisserie cauliflower.
It just brings a real nice sweetness, okay? So this just helps, bring this complexity of flavor that's real simple. And we char it, and then we slice it on the slicer. So it's essentially raw with just one side of it charred. So every once in a while, you just get a little strand of char right there, and it just, brings this layer of sweetness into it. Okay, so then, just gonna grab a bowl right here. So it's really simple. So we char it, slice it, and then you get this, okay? And all we do, so we have this vinaigrette at the restaurant, and we call it Shiro vinaigrette. Sounds super crazy, right? So it's a lemon vinaigrette. So we take lemon juice, shallots, and olive oil, and salt. And then we just finish it with just a little bit of white soy. So it's just a little bit, and for whatever reason, it brings a layer of umami and just kind of rounds everything out really nicely. And I can't tell you how many people are like, you should bottle that up. And you're like, yeah, it's just a lemon vinaigrette.
Well, there's a little churro.
Sure.
Soy.
It's just like a little something that really helps, like we're all about the complexity of things, and, we want simplicity, but we also want to kind of bring it up another level.
So what is white soy, and how is that different from like regular soy sauce?
Yeah, so white soy is, let me see, how do I explain this? It's clear,
Does it have color?
It does, it's brown, it's like the color of honey.
Yeah, a pale brown. I think it's Chinese style soy, right?
No, we use Japanese style, so shoyu, right? So it's shiro shoyu, so white soy. You're putting me on the spot, and I don't know the exact answer.
Somebody Google.
There's a dark one and there's a light one. I use the light one.
And isn't the light one salty?
Yes, it is. So it definitely helps bring the seasoning and stuff like that. But essentially, so we have a lemon vinaigrette with olive oil and a little bit of shiro shoyu in there, and that's it. So then we take our charred cabbage and just a little bit of the vinaigrette, and just keep it nice and light. Okay.
And shallots in there.
Yeah. And then mix it up. And that's halfway done already, okay? All right, this is how hard it is to do this, okay? So now, we have that, which is delicious on its own, but we kind of were like, how do we make this a little more exciting, and what does it need? And so what we do is we've taken some almonds, and we've candied them, okay? So basically we cooked them in simple syrup, pulled them out, you drop them in the deep fryer to toast them up, and then you toss them with sugar and salt.
They're fried?
Yeah. But so they're lightly candied.
Super crunchy.
Yeah. And then, so this right here helps like that sweet, salty flavor, right? So it's sweet, salty, acidic. And then, the toasted nut has a tiny bit of bitterness. So then, it kind of touches on all those senses you have. And we just add these almonds to it. And then at the restaurant, we just have this herb mix, okay? So we use this pretty much on everything. So it's dill, parsley, shiso, and mint, okay? So we pick it and we just kind of put it everywhere. And it just brings this, really nice, beautiful flavor to everything and freshness. Like one thing we wanted to do with rotisserie is make everything light and fresh and, really make you feel good about it. We don't want you to eat it and be like, oh my God, I feel.
Yeah, we want it to be food that you feel like you could eat every day.
Yeah, like Rich Table, we look at it as like, oh, we can go there every 2 weeks, once a month, special occasion. And then rotisserie is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, anytime I want to have dinner, just a quick dinner with a friend or order out. That's what we want to kind of accomplish there.
And also, it's incredibly reasonable considering the quality of the food at RT Rotisserie. I think your most expensive item is like $19.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to be honest, we opened Rich Table, and it was the type of restaurant we wanted to eat at, and the style of food and the atmosphere and everything we wanted. And then when we opened 5 years later, we opened Rotisserie, and now we're old and we have 2 kids. And, But no.
And you just want takeout.
Yeah, we're just like, we need it quick. Come on, No, but this is kind of where our head's at. The reason, we decided on opening a rotisserie restaurant because we used to live in the Mission in San Francisco, and we'd go skiing in Tahoe. And on the way home from Tahoe, we'd get on the Bay Bridge and we'd call this rotisserie restaurant in the Mission and order a chicken and a couple sides and like grab it to go. And then get home, change, sit in front of the TV, watch a movie, and just eat with your hands and pick apart a chicken, and it was amazing, It was so much fun, it was so delicious, and it's something that we love to do, and, when this space came available, we jumped on the opportunity, and it just kind of all came together that way.
Yeah, and so handy. Those of you who are watching who live in the Bay Area, if you're going to the opera or the ballet or, anything that's downtown near the Civic Center, Hayes Valley is where these guys are. You walk in, you get dinner, and you've got amazing food, and you leave in 20 or 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's nice and easy.
So it's really handy that way. Almost for intermission, not quite that fast, but almost for intermission.
And so basically with this herb mix, You just kind of tear it up a little bit. It's bigger pieces, you know, and that's it. There's your answer to coleslaw, and it's just something nice and fun and delicious, refreshing, and when you eat it with something like that, it's just the perfect balance, you know? Like with the rotisserie chicken, it just like, you know, this has that fat heaviness, and then this is that light refreshing thing, and it just kind of works hand in hand. It's delicious. Yeah.
And at the restaurant, they do a shiso lemonade. And that's so good with this. You can imagine, because there's already some shiso in the salad, and it also refreshes your palate.
Yeah, I mean, our goal, we want you to come in and like really feel good. You know, I love to eat, but I hate going to those restaurants where you eat and at the end you're just like, oh, I feel so, you know? And we want you to come in here and eat delicious food and, you know, feel satiated, but don't feel bad about eating it, you know? We try and get the best ingredients and do things very simply, refreshing, and kind of think about the whole aspect of the meal to make sure you leave and you're very satisfied and feel great about what you just did.
Yeah. Well, now, if you were packing this up for a picnic, would you just make the salad just like this and take it with you, or would you kind of assemble some things once you got to your picnic site, or?
So it depends on how ambitious you are. So we do a lot of takeout and delivery, and we serve it just like that. And it goes to people's houses, and everyone we've talked to says it travels great, and it's you know, the herbs might wilt a little bit, and the cabbage might get a little softer, but it works out well. Like, we've definitely had people comment, oh, I had it the next day and it was amazing, this is great, it works perfect. So you can either come all, you know, disassembled and then just mix it up. You know, it's that easy, you can mix it up at the picnic, or just have it ready to go and you're good to go.
Okay. And then how about the fried chicken? Would you put that in Ziploc bag, or what would you do? Well, Tupperware?
So one thing that I do, Tupperware probably. And one thing that I do that I didn't mention is, as soon as I take it out of the oil, I'm putting it on a rack.
I was going to ask you, because the rack is good.
Yeah, as opposed to just putting it on even paper towels. Because what I have found is if you set it directly onto something, whatever side you set it on gets soggy. Like the crust softens. So if you put it on a rack, you're letting the air get all around it, it's cooling it off, and it's keeping it crispy. So do that, let it cool down, and then pack it. You can pack it in Tupperware with paper towels.
Yeah, but cool completely.
Yeah.
Before you do that.
Yes.
Chill it, I guess. Yeah. And now if you've got a towel on a cutting board, probably because you know, you're absorbing the grease, but I've also seen it just set in a rimmed baking pan before. Is that okay, or do you want that towel?
No, I mean, it depends on how much you want to clean up. You put a paper towel into there, then you just grab it out, and then you don't have puddles of grease or anything like that. Just throw away the paper towel and you're ready to go. But real quick, I'm going to assemble the fried chicken sandwich for everybody.
Okay.
So we do this at the restaurant. So we use just the Kaiser rolls, you know, soft, crunchy on the outside. We've done it with brioche, you know, whatever your fancy. Potato rolls. So we make this Chipotle yogurt, okay? So this is basically just some Greek yogurt with chipotle powder, some raw microplaned garlic, and salt. So very simple, but it's packed with flavor and it brings a little heat, you know. People love a little spiciness with their fried chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Could you take just that with you on the picnic and have just dunk your chicken in there?
So usually what we'll do is when we serve chicken, we serve this sauce on the side as well. So we kind of use everything a few different ways, and, you know. Okay, so just, you know, get a little bit on either, depending on how spicy you want to go. That's kind of up to you. And then I use the same cabbage, okay? So the same cabbage goes right onto it. It just brings that layer of freshness and kind of crunch.
Is it just regular old green cabbage?
Yeah. I mean, we source it through farmers and stuff like that. But a head of green cabbage, that's it. Yeah, keep it simple. My life is way too complicated. I need to keep things simple, you know?
Good advice.
Okay. So then we do some pickled onions, okay? So these are red onions, and we just make a pickling liquid with some grated beets in it. Okay, so that brings a little bit of earthiness and, you know, sweetness. And it's just something nice that we do, but it's red onions with beets and champagne vinegar, a little sugar and salt.
Yeah, I was noticing that it has a lot less bite than a straight up pickled onion, which is nice.
It's refreshing, it's nice, and it's just, you know, a little something. So then we put that, and then we add a little bit of these fresh herbs right to it. Okay, so that's the dress we use for our fried chicken sandwich. Okay, and then we've got our fried chicken here, okay? So it's beautiful, it's cooked. I love to have a huge piece that will overflow, you know? And then this is where the sweetness comes, okay?
Okay, just pure honey.
So we just take honey
Oh man.
and you drizzle it all over, okay? You want to get a good amount.
Oh, that looks so good.
I love it. It's just something about that sweet salty to me is like the best thing in the world. So it's like, you know, the chicken and the flour has a little bit of saltiness, and then the honey just brings this beautiful balance. And I always like to finish with just a little bit of fresh salt because it's so delicious. And then you take it right on there, and then
Oh God.
boom.
I would say.
There's your fried
so you
chicken.
can see better. That's outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you get a fried chicken sandwich, you want it big, you know?
That is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's, you know, something delicious. And
Because of course you just have to eat that.
yeah.
Eat those edges immediately. In fact, I'm having a hard time not doing that.
All right, we'll get there. All right. Sarah, how we doing with the fried chicken?
Good, we're coming along.
Okay.
We're close.
So, for me, I like to finish the fried chicken the same way I finish the sandwich. So usually when it comes out, you just kind of grab a little honey and give a little drizzle to everything.
That is so
And it just adds this extra layer of flavor. I mean, it's so delicious and so simple.
And people wonder what you did to the chicken.
Yeah, you know, that's why, like, I mean, cooking is all about having fun and just knowing what you like, right? You know, obviously we cook for people, right? We want to make sure that it's not about us when we cook. It's about, you know, our guests and making sure that our guests are happy. But we're also people who know what we like, and it's like, I love a little sweetness in my fried chicken. So, you know, you just gotta kind of think about it and do it right. I like a lot. All right, and then just a tiny. I mean, the chicken's already seasoned and the flour has salt in it. So you don't want to go crazy with the salt, but just like a little bit, it helps balance out the sweetness and make it super sweet.
So basically, kind of the first thing that's hitting your tongue is salt, immediately followed by sweet, and then crunch, and then heat.
Yeah, it makes your mouth water. Wow. All right. And then as we go, you know, so for me, adding the fresh herbs on everything just really brings a layer of freshness.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and it kind of keeps you guessing. You know, you're putting stuff on there, and it's different herbs and different flavors, so it just brings this level of, you know, something special and something different.
And the fact that it's such a simple touch that you actually can do in a fast, casual setting.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's such a pleasure to see what chefs like you, who just have such a high level of talent, can bring to, you know,
I mean,
a really zippy, informal restaurant.
I mean, this is the way we like to eat. You know, like, I mean, we're always like, at first we're like, I don't know, this is just so simple, but this is what we love. This is how we love to eat. This is, you know, fresh. You know, we love flavor. Like, you know, we can never go on a diet because every time we try and make diet food, it's like, ooh, a little of this, ooh, a little of that. We need to make this, and it needs to be roasted like that. And then you're like, next thing you know, you're like, oh wow, okay.
Chipotle yogurt.
That's right.
A little Chipotle yogurt, a little barbecue sauce. Oh, okay, perfect.
You small boy.
Yeah, so we try and keep it simple, you know. But at Rotisserie, it's definitely simple.
Okay, can you talk about these cookies for a minute?
Yes.
Because I had these 2 days ago at the restaurant, and they're just such good cookies.
So I feel like if you're on a picnic, you obviously have to have something sweet, and there's nothing easier or more delicious than a really great cookie. So these are mint chocolate cookies. So it's basically, you know, just a simple chocolate sablé cocoa powder, and then I take 70% chocolate and grind it up. So you get little bursts of chocolate in it.
Yeah, a chocolate bar, you mean? You grind it up, or?
We get
Yeah,
a little nibs.
Yeah.
Oh, cocoa nibs.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not the
No,
coconuts,
sorry.
but like the little chocolate pieces that you
Like pastilles?
Yes,
Those little
exactly.
things?
Freeze those and then put it in the Roku.
Freeze them.
Yeah, it just helps
Okay.
it so when you are grinding it up, you get nice big chunks instead of just grinding it into mush.
Yeah.
It's warm. And then there's also some fleur de sel in it. So again, we really love salty and sweet.
So there's a balance between everything, right? It's like too sweet, you're gonna go, that's too sweet. It's overdone my senses, and balancing everything with, salty, sweet, acidic, bitter, like all these flavors balance out balance everything out in your mouth, so that your whole mouth is satiated and it's not, just one piece, or ooh, that dessert is super sweet, or ooh, that's super salty. It's a balance,
Yeah.
just like life. Life is a balance. Somewhat, right?
You're the sage of RT Rotisserie, the wise man.
No, definitely not. My life is not balanced, but the food is.
Oh,
Something
it
has
all
to be.
pours itself into the food.
Yeah.
Oh, really great.
But yeah, so these are a play. So one of our desserts we have at Rich Table that it actually isn't on the menu, but is always there. So if you come in, you can ask for it. It's just mint chocolate sablé with chocolate mousse and milk ice. And so it's just kind of one of these things that has taken off, and our regulars are, oh, we want the mint chocolate. We can never take it off. And so when we opened up Rotisserie, we felt it was just,
Yeah,
it
I've
worked
had that
perfect.
dessert.
Yeah, definitely have.
It really is phenomenal. It's, even if you're not from the Bay Area, the next time you come here, have that dessert at Rich Table, and then have these. And then you'll see how they're mindful.
You can walk down the street, okay? They're both right down the
They
street.
really are. They're really close together. You have them both in the same day.
Yeah. Lunch and dinner, perfect.
Yeah. They're really, really excellent. Well, you guys, can I try some of this?
You can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. And off camera we have Van, who is their really, really cute son. And I think he wants to try. Could he try some too? He's probably had it before. It's my guess, but all right. I think we're going to need some paper
Napkins?
towels and napkins.
I got you.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. There.
Oh, man.
He's been off camera begging to come eat this entire time if he's seen me.
Oh, he's been so good. What he has done for you. I think quiet and good.
All right, buddy. He doesn't like the green stuff.
This is so good.
Yes, child of chefs does not like herbs or anything green.
This is just excellent.
Good?
Thank you so much. The honey.
Yeah.
Honey is great on it.
I'm gonna eat some.
The chicken is so tender.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, that's very good.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Really.
having us.
Sarah and Evan Rich. Fabulous. Share this, you
So
guys.
good.
Share this link with your friends who need to know about this trip.